Sergey Lavrov was welcomed by Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez on Wednesday at the Foreign Ministry building where they held official talks. Later, during a joint press conference, Lavrov said Moscow will provide economic and military support to Cuba as the U.S. tightens its trade embargo.
We will continue to defend the right of the Cuban people to choose their own future and the ways to develop their country, just as any other people do.
The Russian Foreign Minister, former Cuban President Raúl Castro, attended the unveiling of the Republic's statue, 50 meters high and covered with gold leaf, restored with Russian support. High on the agenda, following up the accords signed by Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel during the 2018 visit to Moscow. Russia is key partner for Cuba in areas such as the railroad, agriculture, energy and metal, and consumer goods. A recently imported fleet of new Russian taxi vans helped move thousands of travelers in the capital, Havana. A symbol of the Kremlin's military support, a visit to Havana just last month by the Russian cruise military frigate, Admiral Gorshkov. For some, Lavrov's visit recalled the historic ties between two Cold War allies. You don't have to look far to see reminders of those days, like the iconic Russian embassy building and the old Soviet flag atop this private restaurant on the Malecon, the city seafront. Lavrov's visit reaffirms the long-standing political and cooperation relations between Moscow and Havana. During the press conference, Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez Parrilla announced an upcoming visit by the Russian Prime Minister.
The
next visit to Havana by Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev will undoubtedly be an outstanding event, which will allow us to advance the accords reached with President Putin.
After meeting with President Miguel Díaz-Canel, Lavrov left for Rio de Janeiro, where he will attend the foreign ministers' meeting for the BRICS group of nations: Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.